Welcome to this explainer, everyone. Today we're diving straight into the foundational manifesto of Project Sundari. We're going to break down their text and discover exactly what it takes to build a healthier, happier life based on their unique philosophy. You know, if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by that constant, everyday pressure to achieve a certain look or meet some impossible standard, well, this source material offers a seriously refreshing counter-narrative. We're going to unpack their entire introductory framework, analyzing step-by-step the mechanics of how this journey to the authentic self actually works. Let's get into it.
So what does it actually mean to build a healthier, happier life? It's the fundamental question sitting right at the very heart of this whole wellness journey. I mean, we hear these buzzwords all the time, right? But the text we're examining today actually provides a real, structured roadmap for achieving them. It challenges us to look way past the surface level. It asks us to consider what true well-being looks like when all those external pressures are completely stripped away. And to find that answer, the text suggests we have to start by tearing down an old, outdated concept and building an entirely new one.
Section 1. Redefining the meaning of beauty.
This requires a massive paradigm shift. Think about traditional beauty for a second. It focuses so heavily on the external, right? How you look to everyone else. But the Project Sundari text completely pivots away from that. Instead, it redefines beauty as this powerful combination of confidence, self-love, wellness, and discovering the best version of yourself. Just think about the profound difference there. Appearance? Well, that's often completely out of our control, totally subject to the fleeting opinions of society. But confidence, self-love, wellness, those are internal metrics. Those are things you can actively cultivate and nurture every single day. By shifting the definition from the external world to your internal world, the text emphasizes putting the power entirely back into your hands. It's a real game changer.
Section 2. Growing from the inside out.
The crucial point here is that true transformation is absolutely not some superficial quick fix. The text defines the core mission of Project Sundari as a journey specifically dedicated to growing from the inside out. And you know, this aligns perfectly with their new definition of beauty, because if beauty is really about self-love and confidence, you obviously can't buy that in a bottle at the store. You can't just throw it on like a winter coat. It has to start deep down within your core and naturally radiate outward. This is a deliberate, highly intentional inward journey. It requires you to really look at your internal landscape first, fixing the foundation of the house before you ever worry about the paint on the facade.
Now, the text breaks down this lofty philosophical idea of inside-out growth into a super concrete daily toolkit. It doesn't just leave us hanging with some vague, unattainable goal. No, it gives us practical, daily challenges to push our boundaries. Those challenges naturally lead into self-discovery exercises to help figure out who we actually are beneath the surface. And from there, wellness tips and beauty routines support our physical vessel, ultimately culminating in building positive habits and making absolute fundamental mindset shifts. It's like a giant puzzle coming together. You can really see how these elements create a continuous cycle, bridging that gap between the physical actions you take every day and the mental shifts required to actually sustain a healthier, happier life.
And this brings us to an incredibly reassuring quote from the text. It says, "Whether you're rediscovering yourself, creating better habits, improving your well-being, or simply looking for a little daily inspiration, you're in the right place." Honestly, this is so important because personal growth can often feel, well, incredibly intimidating. You might think you need to have your whole life falling apart just to justify starting a wellness journey. But the text assures us that simply isn't the case. Whether you are in need of a massive, ground-up overhaul to rediscover who you are, or actually, if you just need a tiny spark of daily inspiration to keep you on track, these tools apply to you. It literally meets you exactly where you are right now.
Section 3. The power of daily steps.
By visualizing this rhythmic mantra straight from the manifesto, we see that the process is designed to be deeply, deeply reassuring. One challenge at a time, one step at a time, one better version of yourself every day. In an era where we are constantly sold the absolute myth of overnight success and instant gratification, this text grounds us firmly in reality. Real transformation is incremental. It happens in the small, almost invisible choices we make daily. You absolutely do not have to tackle the whole mountain today. You just have to focus on the single step directly in front of you. This incremental approach completely removes the anxiety and the overwhelm from self-improvement. It makes the pursuit of that better version of yourself a sustainable, daily practice, rather than some exhausting, stressful sprint.
Section 4. Finding your authentic self. The source text ultimately culminates in this incredibly powerful promise. Join the journey and become the most authentic version of you. Let's draw our attention to that specific word for a second, authentic. The end goal here isn't just about feeling better, or looking better, or being happier in some generic surface-level sense. No way. The ultimate destination of all those daily challenges, those mindset shifts, and that inside-out growth is uncovering your truest identity. It's about stripping away all those heavy expectations of the world, those totally outdated definitions of beauty, and the superficial habits to reveal the person you were always meant to be. That is the true core thesis of Project Sundari, as laid out in their introduction.
As we wrap up our analysis today, I really want to leave you reflecting on this final, provocative question. Are you ready to take that first step and become your most authentic self? We've seen the roadmap, right? We've redefined beauty from mere appearance to deep-rooted self-love. We've uncovered the mechanics of inside-out growth, and we totally understand the necessity of taking things just one small step at a time. The tools are clearly laid out in the text, just waiting to be picked up and used. So what's holding you back from applying this framework to your own life today? Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I really hope this deep dive has given you the clarity and the spark to begin your own journey inward.